Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we have very special guests on the show right now. Ladies, how are you doing today?
Great.
Perfect. We are very, very excited to have you here on the show. So let's get it rolling. So to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are also business owners just like you. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe starting off with, what are your roles in the business?
My name is Alison Harris, and I am the owner of the Harris Home Team. We're with Keller-Williams in Savannah, Georgia. And I am the lead listing agent. And sitting next to me is...
Hi, I'm Lauren Key, and I am the director of operations for our team, the Harris Home Team.
All right, perfect. So Alison and Lauren, how long have you been in the real estate business?
I just had my 16th anniversary. And our team, we launched this new team on August 1st of 2021. So the team itself is very, very new, but there's lots of experience behind the scenes.
And then I joined the team just a year ago. I had my 1-year anniversary on March 8th. And this whole real estate gig has been completely new to me, but it's been a really fun year.
All right. So congratulations on your first year last March. And for Alison, 16 years, a lot of experience right there. So I'm curious to know, before you got partnered with Cyberbacker, did you ever have experience working with someone virtually? Or was this your first go at it?
So we have a transaction coordinator who worked with us here in Savannah. And then her husband was military, and she kept moving further and further away from us, but has continued to be, with us or worked as a contractor with us. So that's really the only experience we had. And it was a very, very gradual experience. Like first she was moved to Atlanta, which is 4 hours away. And then she moved to Texas. So now she's a whole time zone away. So we had a little bit of experience with it, but we've never worked with somebody, who's basically in a completely opposite time zone than we are.
Okay, so really your first go at it. And so also, how did you find Cyberbacker, or did someone recommend you to us?
So my real estate coach is Liz Landry, and she has a cyberbacker named Jax. And Jax does a lot of her scheduling. So as one of her clients, I've sort of gotten to know him. And then as our team was growing and changing, it was her recommendation to add a cyberbacker. So between getting to know a cyberbacker that was by somebody else and my real estate coach suggesting one for us, that's really how we found Cyberbacker.
Okay, so really someone referred you to us and told you about Cyberbacker. So now, how long have you been partnered with Cyberbacker?
I just looked that up. We're almost at 18 months.
Wow, 18 months. Now, you've been with Cyberbacker for 18 months, is what you mentioned. So what comes into your mind now when you hear the word Cyberbacker?
Well, obviously, the first thing would be a virtual assistant. But then I started thinking about my cyberbacker, whose name is Graham, and he has been a fantastic addition to our team. He's super consistent. He's very thorough. He's an excellent communicator. He's constantly learning. He's definitely learning based. Those are all things that come to mind when I think of Cyberbacker.
Perfect. Now, next question is for the both of you. What were the things that you needed help with before you got partnered with Cyberbacker, the nitty-gritty task?
He was able to come in and help us with, like you said, all the nitty gritty, the data entry, updating contacts, making sure our CRM was up to date. But he was also really helpful in exploring new ideas of things that maybe we hadn't thought about. Just super reliable on paperwork, scheduling, anything that needed to be updated with any of our clients. Our real estate agents are able to focus then on their top 20%, because then he's taking the 80% off of their plates. So that was really important when we added him on.
And then to add on to that, one of the things that he brought to the table that, we knew we needed to do, but we had no idea we could do it at such a high level, is documenting our processes. So we had like an operations manual, but it was really terrible. It was horrible. And as a part of his job, as we trained him to do tasks on Zoom, we also asked him to document those. And when we saw how he was doing it at such a high level, we realized that we really had something on our hands. Not only did he bring to us the things that we thought we needed, he also brought to us things we didn't realize we needed. And then once he started doing them, it sort of blew our minds a little bit.
So imagine he's been doing a lot of admin tasks, and now he's helped out when it comes to fixing, not really fixing, but maybe improving your operations manual then. Is that right?
Yeah, and streamlining it for sure.
There you go. Now, of course, before you got partnered with Graham, your Cyberbacker, you went through our Cyberbacker hiring process. So I'd like to know more about your experience there. So how was the hiring process? Was it difficult? Was it easy?
No. It was awesome. So I actually was a part of that process. Lauren didn't quite work for us. So I was actually explaining it to her this morning, and I think the best part was when all those little happy faces pop up on your Zoom screen and you see exactly how many people are out there that you could possibly be paired with. And then it's a very streamlined process to whittle it down to the 5 or 6 that, may be a good match for you. And then it's really funny when I went into it, I got to read all the resumes before the second interview. I hope I remember the process correctly. It's been 18 months, but I got to read the resumes and the KPA, and I thought I knew exactly which Cyberbacker I was going to pick. You always think you have a front runner. And then I get in there and I start talking to all of the different Cyberbackers, and it became very clear to me immediately that Graham was the one. And he wasn't the one that I had picked on paper. But just once I got to get, face to face with him, it was like, well, this is my guy for sure.
Right there, that's already great advice for people who would want to be a part of Cyberbacker. Just don't base a Cyberbacker just on paper, but have a conversation with them too, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Now, how about the training? Because here in Cyberbacker, we provide the training before they even start working with you. So did that training in any way help you save any time?
No, it definitely did. And he knew how to do things that we didn't even know how to do yet. So we had just started working in Command and some other different interfaces, and he came in knowing a lot more than we did. It was interesting too, because when Lauren started, she introduced Slack to our team. And Graham already knew how to use Slack because Cyberbackers use Slack. Like that's how you communicate with one another, on the back end of Cyberbacker. So even the things that you didn't intend to provide as great training, just because he's trained at such a high executive administrative level, he already knew things that we didn't know we needed him to know. It's like that competent incompetence. We didn't know what we needed him to know. And then we introduced something new and you've already trained him in it.
Though there again, here in Cyberbacker, the training doesn't really stop. It's continuous. Every week, we also have our own masterminds, of course. Now, something still related to training. What are some of the new things or the new tasks that you're planning to let Graham do for the business in the future?
So we just added a new CRM, 𝗙𝗶𝗹, and Graham has been awesome to really take ownership of learning that system. He has watched all of the training videos on his own. He has scheduled training Zoom meetings one-on-one with the 𝗙𝗶𝗹. He's looped me in on any questions that I've had or that the team has had. So I think as that unfolds, that will continue, we'll continue to be able to delegate more to him as that really builds out.
And as we've gotten to know him, we've realized where some of his strengths are, maybe not things that we thought we would have him do in the beginning. We've always really wrapped our arms around like the stuff we do in Canva and our marketing. And now we realize that Graham's also excellent at that. So if we need something made in Canva or a new template updated, we can just tell him what we need and he can do, like he can, there's nothing the guy can't do. Like, he's amazing. I've also trained, I'll get into it in a minute, but the other things he's taken off my plate and his understanding of, the back end of Google Drive and all of the different components in there, it's really incredible. And just streamlining the whole process behind the scenes.
So basically anything you throw at him, anything you give him, he got it. He got it covered.
Yeah,
it sticks.
Now, basically, both of you have, for Lauren's case, you've been working with your Cyberbacker, Graham, for Alison, that's 16 months. Is that right?
No, so I'm 18 months,
18
and then
months,
Lauren,
and Lauren
the whole
is
time
a year.
she's been on the team
Okay.
a year.
Now, how has your work and your lifestyle been after being partnered with Cyberbacker?
Well, let me tell you the best thing that we did. We had a real big so I've been completely overwhelmed as the head listing agent right now with the sheer number of offers that are coming in. And we've had to really think of the most streamlined way that we can follow the realtor code of ethics, get these offers in front of our purchasers as quickly as possible, but so I can still see my children. So basically what we did is we figured this new system out, and it's been the biggest win-win ever. So Graham now works, his days of rest are Friday and Saturday, our Friday and our Saturday. And so he works my Sunday through Thursday. So basically on Sunday, so we make our offer deadlines for most of our properties on Monday. And so he will start work at 8 a.m. on Sunday, and he'll start picking up all of those offers as they come in, and he puts them into the net sheet. He will correlate the actual offer with the pre-qualification letter. He'll get it into one PDF, and he links it into our net sheet so our client can click on the offer and see it. And then he pulls out 26 different data points that I think are important on the particular offer, and he logs them into the spreadsheet so I can easily see it, the client can easily see it. Basically, what that has done is it has freed my Sunday up so I can spend time with my family. But what we didn't really think about in the beginning, which has been the most magical part, is it also gives Graham kind of a perfect weekend because he's 12 hours ahead of us. So basically, he starts working Sunday night at 8 p.m. in his time zone, which means he has Friday night, Saturday, and his Sunday off. So it didn't even occur to us what a win-win that would be, but he's thrilled to have an actual weekend, and we're thrilled that I got my weekend back. So that's an interesting way that the time zones have worked so far in our favor, and it couldn't be better for any of us. He's thrilled, we're thrilled, everybody's happy. And I've got my Sunday back, and that's incredible. And then he also is able to Slack me and tell me exactly when the offers have come in, when they're in the net sheet. So I can just pick up the phone, pull up the net sheet on my iPad, have a quick conversation with my client, and move on with my day.
Gosh, right there's just a win-win situation for both parties because, again, weekend for your Cyberbacker and weekend is with you too, especially that Sunday, which is very, very important, right?
Yeah. And I can't believe it took us 18 months. Well, not 18 months. He's probably been doing it for 4 months, but I can't believe it took us, time zones are kind of a hard thing to wrap your brain around. And it's interesting to me that it took us that many months to realize that we could give him something so valuable that was actually so valuable to us. Mm-hmm. It was incredible.
That's right there, another win-win situation for both parties. You've been working with Graham for a while now. How did this become a successful partnership? I'm quite curious because in any partnership, in any investment, you have to give in your time, right? So I'd like to know it from the both of you. How did this become a successful partnership?
I'll start and then I'll give it to Lauren.
Sure.
So my first 6 or 7 months with Graham were not the easiest. I am in appointments all the time. My jobs are to lead generate, lead follow-up, go on appointments, and negotiate contracts. And so I have a hard time delegating because I'm so busy in my 20%. And so sometimes I'll keep the work to myself, or I'll not have the conversations I need to have to delegate what I need to delegate. And, maybe somebody feels ignored or, something along those lines. I made a really key hire when I hired Lauren. And the first thing I did is I had my admin staff all report to Lauren, and that has enabled Graham to flourish. And she can explain more why.
Yeah. So initially, again, I was very new to the real estate world. So we had this interesting dynamic where Graham really knew way more about what he was doing than I did. So I really leaned on him a lot for training. I had 1,000 questions, and we really bonded over that partnership. And then as I was growing in my role, and as Alison was delegating more things to me, Graham and I did have such a great working relationship that it was an easy transition for me to then delegate things to him, for him to report to me without it being awkward, because we had such a solid foundation really as colleagues first before I kind of became more of a supervisor to him. That has just been an awesome way that I feel like our partnership and our working relationship has grown. And then I just feel like we're friends. We Slack or text or Zoom pretty much every day. We'll Slack all day long constantly. And it's not necessarily always about work. I'm checking in to make sure that he hasn't blown away during the last typhoon, or he's checking in on us if something's happening in Savannah. So there's just a continual open line of communication that has made our work efficient And yeah, it's just been a great partnership.
Is right there. Again, I agree with the both of you, especially with the communication piece, because you really have to work on that so you can build trust and a working relationship between you and your cyberbacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, last question for the both of you, and not really a question, but a request. Now, what is the best part about Cyberbacker? And I know that Graham's going to be listening once we have this episode out. Also, this is the chance for you. Would you want to give him a quick shout out or any thanks you'd like to give him on the show right now?
We absolutely love Graham. He has such a sunny disposition. He is always helpful. He's always ready to be at our beck and call, really, when anything comes up. Very reliable. I always know I'm going to see his little green light on Slack pop up first thing in the morning. And he also has a fantastic singing voice. And sometimes we can start off our team meetings with a little solo from Graham if we catch him in the right mood. And
he has a great sense of humor. He gets along with all of us. Our buyers agents know exactly what's in his wheelhouse. They don't feel intimidated to reach out to him. You know, he updated something for our buyers agents yesterday. You know, he's just really, really accommodating, and he's a really great guy. We're so lucky to have him in our lives.
We are very, very excited to see where this partnership's going to be, of course, in the next few more years to come. Alison, Lauren, thank you very much for being on the show today. Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.